So I've had a few people ask me to be more detailed about how I do web development on the iPad. And I have a problem to solve for a customer right now that should be fairly simple. And so I'm going to talk my way through it. I've also had some people ask about how I'm looking funny because my mic's over here so I can record looking at the screen in a second, but about how I record. And so right now I've got a mic stand. Can you see it? I don't know. Yeah, you can see the mic there. Looks like you can see the mic anyways. Um, that's a Rode Video Mic Mini Micro. I forget now. There's a link on my gear page, which is at the bottom of all my YouTube videos though. And I have my Canon 60D, so that's where I'm going to take audio from. But a lot of this is actually going to be on my screen here. So that's what you're going to see. I'm going to try not to bang the mic stand as I roll my chair in. To get started recording, all you swipe down, and I'm going to hold the record button for a second, which is like a little dot with a circle. You have to enable it um, under your settings. Anyways, I'm going to make sure the microphone is off. Actually, I want the microphone on. That's right. I want the microphone on even with my screen recording, and it's just going to be capturing. Oh, I think actually off a headset it's turned off. So I'm just going to turn that headset back on, or I can just unplug. That's what I'll do. I will totally unplug my iPad, so I'm just running on battery power, and it's going to use the internal mic to the iPad. That will let me sync up my audio later so that I know kind of where everything is, because the drawback to my Canon 60D is that it only has 12 minutes of recording at a time. So I'm going to have to start and stop it every 12 minutes. I'd love to upgrade this to the 80D, which does 29.59 because of silly European laws. There's more taxes on a video camera, and not a video camera records under 30 minutes. Anyways, I'm gonna hit start recording. We're gonna start talking through this problem on my client site. So the first thing, I've already got Blink open. I looked at the ticket in Trello, and I'm going to use Mosh, and I know it's my DigitalOcean, my DI, and I'll sign in. That's it. And then I use Tmux. So I'm going to go Tmux ls to see which sessions I have. Tmux a-t. So that lets me bring up a named session, and it's going to be Honda, because I already know this. And I have 3 Tmux sessions open. So I have Git right here. I have some CSS. Then I have Grunt. Now, I'm not actually running Grunt Watch all the time because it actually crashed my server one day. Yeah, crashed my server one day. And I didn't like that. I don't want to crush my server. So anyway, let's do that. Now, one thing I've also noticed here is that because Tmux is full screen, I don't see a little record icon up in the top corner. So I'm just going to minimize, and I do see, now you can see up in the top corner, there's the record icon, which is great. So next, I'm going to go over to Trello right here. I'm going to read again through my client's issue. So it's with breadcrumbs on their page. So the links to catalogs page and breadcrumb is broken. So have a look at this page. It's going to send me to a page. And this is on our staging server. And there's some other stuff here around 12.9-inch iPad, but not a big deal. So it's broken here. So what we are hoping is that this is a custom post type, and that says should be catalog slash, I guess, page, parent page slash child page. And this is broken. So he says this is broken. Let me see why it's broken. And the screenshot says, catalogs. Okay, so what is up with this? Veranda catalogs. Oh, the link is actually broken. So if I go to what he's saying is on Safari. This is one of the issues because I tapped a link in here to the screenshot and to the page. Safari doesn't actually show up in my quick switcher, but that's where the links actually went to. That's a problem with iOS. So I'm going to go with Safari. And the issue is that this link right here is broken because there's no slash. So if I look at this up close, you can see, and I will try to do a call out here. It says canista.cloud slash, but there's no slash catalog, it's just catalogs. So that means in my breadcrumb logic, there's just an issue. So I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to control BP, which is a previous in Tmux. And I'm going to just delete this, :BD for delete buffer, DB. Anyway, delete buffer. Some of these things are just memorized, so I don't remember. I'm going up with the, I see, yeah, I'm on, up with whatever the key that does that in Vim is. I'm on Dvorak. So to me, it looks like the V key. I think it's J. I don't remember anymore. That's all. So long I've been doing it like this. And now I need the breadcrumb stuff. So I'm pretty sure that that is in my ink folder and in functions and in WooCommerce customizations. So then I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to search breadcrumb, moving the breadcrumbs. Again, just after header, Hondo, WooCommerce breadcrumb. That's probably what I want. That's the limiter. Oh, it's actually not the file I want, though. It should be, so then it would be my functions file. And that was W and R, again, Dvorak, period, slash, I think. Anyway, I'm going to go to functions. This invokes, oh, I don't even know what it's called now. It's not ACK. ACK is when I search the whole thing. It's, I'm going to totally have a caption underneath this that you'll tell what it is. It's something in my Vim setup, which is available on GitHub. I'll link to that as well. So I'm going to functions. I'm going to hit Control T. And open it up here, and I'm just going to hit N again because this is going to just redo the search I did last time for breadcrumb. So I want Honda single breadcrumb. There we go, Honda single breadcrumb. So my issue is right here on, what is it? For that, I hit :425 to get the line I wanted to, but it's CPT right here. So what it says here is that if, oh, that's what it is. Anyways, line 425 says, if my catalogs equals, triple equals post type, and I do absent to make sure I'm not getting a negative integer, and get queried object ID. And I still want to escape that just in case if I ever change that later, then it's already secure. So this is the one issue. Oh. So I need a slash in catalogs. So if I go back to Safari, refresh, actually this won't show up here. This will show up. Let me go to inspect. So that is our staging site in Kinsta, and this is actually just, this is called the inspect browser. And I am making sure here, refresh, yep, that I have the, the most recent page, and I'm gonna go, yep, /catalogs. I can see that. Now the other thing I can do with inspect, one thing I don't like about it is it always shows up on the side here, which I don't love for, I just don't like it for coding. So I can hit the, whatever you saw it, you see the tap, the double arrow icon thing. And I can hit elements, and I can hit tap to inspect mode, and I can actually inspect the HTML right there. I usually turn tap to inspect mode off because it's annoying ultimately, but I can see that, yes, we actually do have a slash in there, right? You can see in the URL right here, right there where it says SFN, right? This is my staging site, which is locked out by IP, incidentally, if you wonder. So it's /catalogs. That's right. That's what I want it to be. So that is one issue repaired. So let's go Command BP. It's going to take me back to my Git, or Control BP, back to my Git, and I install. I'm going to go Git status, Git add. -P is like the best flag ever. And I'm at 9 minutes. I'm just going to reset the camera quick. So re-recording, something I do recording-wise, I'm going to cut the clap, but I'm going to clap now, so I see a spike, and that lets me match up audio better, because I'll have one big long file on my iPad, but I'll have the audio off the camera, and it's going to be 2 files. So let's do my clap, which I'll cut out for you, or I'll mute the sound on it. Anyway, so Git add -P, what this does, it actually goes through every change that I've made in the files. In this case, it's going to be one change, and it just kind of steps through them, and then I can accept or reject each change as it pertains to each other. So I can hit enter, and then I'm just gonna hit Y because this is the only change I want. I'm going to git commit, and -v is also a really good one. It's verbose, so it's going to show me the files that I've actually changed in here. Again, in this case, it's really tiny, so it's not a big deal. So added that's it. I usually do clear. I want to make sure, because the next thing I want to do is I always want to do git push origin. I usually do -- all just because of how my workflow is set up. -- all. That was wrong. That's why I just typed a bunch of keys. UN. Oh, looks like my client has actually pushed some stuff to staging on his own. So I'm going to git pull origin dev. So my client also has their own staging site that they work on that allows them to make changes without me, which is good for them. That way they can test them, and then we can push all of our changes together. I usually do all the push to live though. I'll have to enter my passcode again. And I'm just going to leave this. I don't get too, big. So he did a change in the plugin, which is fine. I'm going to do git push. So let's do this clear. This is generally how I like to do it. I want to be cleared, and then go git push all. And I do dash all because I just want to make sure every branch is up already. And we pushed. Now on our end, this is actually going to deploy automatically to that Kinsta staging site through DeployBot. I have an article coming up for Liquid Web on their blog, who I write for, and on how I do this. I don't use this site as an example, but the exact same process that I set up for my development. And I will do a video on that at some point, but if you want to catch it earlier, check out the Liquid Web blog in the next week or two, and you'll see it. And this is what, April 30th. So in the next week or two, you'll see that. So we have that change fixed. Now we're going to go back and check his other issue. I've got one. One thing I don't love here is that he put kind of two issues in one. So this is two issues with the same breadcrumb, but it's in one ticket, which is hard because it just is. It's easy to miss one. So I've already finished number one. Say fixed the. It's actually a malformed link. Cool. Number two. On the parent catalog page, the parent gets repeated twice. Have a look at this page. So I'm going to look at this. Again, Safari is bringing up. So on the parent page, you can see I'm on. This is out of Malaysia, so I don't know how to say some of these words. But the catalog here where it says Honda Supra X125 F1 K41, like it's twice. And so that would be in my logic with detecting whether it's a parent page or not, I think. And so the other thing I need to do is probably go back to inspect. And so I'm actually going to grab this here and make sure that I'm on the exact same page and inspect. And so Command L should select your URL bar. And I'm making sure I'm in the exact same page. And I want to go back over here. I just want to make sure I log in. So this is passwords. It should Face ID me. And then give me the password. And that's one password. It just lets me enter multiple URLs for a specific, what do you say? For a specific login for the site. So I just put in multiple URLs for all our staging sites for everything because it uses the same login as our main site. And then I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to refresh again because this should give me the WordPress edit bar. Shouldn't it? No, it doesn't. Oh, I think we killed it in that. So let's go. This is, can I find this? Probably not. I can probably search though. If I search for Supra X125 FIK41. Supra X125. Supra X125. Spelled it wrong. So yeah, autocorrect is a pain in the ass sometimes. Not even just sometimes. Autocorrect is often a pain in the ass. Supra. And I don't want to search catalogs. K41, right? Is that the right one? X25I K41. Yep. So this, I'm just going to make sure that there is no parent here, so you can see it right in that area there, that there is no parent, which is perfect. Again, you can see I don't actually want this in inspect, but it always comes back on. So like if I go away from the browser long enough, it's going to come back in the inspector panel. I don't want it in the admin. There's one fault with inspect, but it does tabs, which I was using web tools before. Web tools does not do tabs, so inspect is better in that regard, where I can like be in one browser working on the site. So what I normally do is I'm viewing my client issues over in Safari, and I'm doing my work here in inspect. So let's go back in here, and there's no parent. So that means there's some faulty logic with my parent detections. I'm going to hit Control B N for next tmux thing. Yeah. Anyway, so parent info. Well, this probably actually starts way back here, doesn't it? Because I say and false post parent. So let's start by doing this. Echo post parent. I think that'll bring up a like actually echo post parent for me. Refresh. So let's find a child page too. So I can go back. Touch over here. I'm just going to want to copy that link. Copy and then plus paste. I don't actually care about the inspector again. Is it giving me a post parent? So the issue is that it's not even in my conditional here at line 427 now. It's not actually even detecting properly if there's a post parent, because if there is a post parent, oh, that's probably why. And spell post parent, right? Let's do that. Let's try again. Because if there is no post parent, I just don't want to touch it because the URLs were right then. The only issue was with child pages on that. So you can see now we do have post parent. It's 34743, and let's go back here and make sure that we are actually, that's correct. Yep, I can already see it in the URL bar. Post equals 34743. Right up there. Right there, 34743. So that is correct. That means on this page, my false for post parent isn't working properly because there's nothing in there. So if it does not equal false, if it does not equal 0, maybe that. Let's try that. So 427. If it does not equal false. So what I want to do is basically if there's nothing there, or if it's and maybe is set will do it. Is set post parent and. So let's also, I want to make this like I want these two main conditional sections to be exclusive. I don't know. There's probably some right word. Like I want to say like if it's a catalog and if it has a post parent. So I'm put brackets around it to make sure that like both of these other things have to be true for it to happen. So let's try that. And probably a good way to tell reasonably if this is happening is to go back to blank and let's say I'm just gonna put the echo of the post parent in there and echo parent because I want to know that there's a parent in there. This is detecting properly. So now, so it's 0 there. That's what I want. So is set probably isn't going to work actually because it is set. So let's go back up to 425. empty if it's not empty. Because 0 is not false. This is the problem here. So 0 is not false. So I can probably even kill the false statement, but I'm just going to make sure that the not empty works because 0 is empty. There you go. That's what I want. But if I come over here to this tab, I should still see 34743 and parent. Perfect. That's what I want. But I don't actually think I need the false. So let's kill that. I don't like the spacing there because that's not right. I think I have an extra space here. So one thing you'll see I've mistyped a few times, and that's because Blink allows you to map escape to caps lock, which is good, but sometimes you just gotta wait a second. It's not quite as fast, even as the terminal on my Mac, which is kind of up at the corner here. So you need to just be a little more careful with it. Anyway, let's go back through and make sure that this works. So I'm checking if it's the post site and post parent is not empty, then do my custom code. I still have parent here, which is what I want on the child page, and over here on the not child page, I still see nothing, and that's perfect. All right, let's make sure to verify that this link works. So I can just long press it, it's going to show me the link, catalogs, perfect. And then the current page doesn't actually link in this case. I'm not sure if that's going to matter. It does here, but it doesn't really need to because we're already on that page. So let's go down here, in fact. Let's just kill that. I don't need a link because you're on the page, so it's linked to itself. So that means I'm just going to show you the title. And that should be fine. Let's verify that that works. Yep, so we took the link out, but we are on the right page. I have the right parent. This catalogs link properly. Yep. Okay. So let's kill my debug code. Save this, and then I'm going to go command or :NOH, which I don't know, probably stands for something, but it just clears your search so I don't see those highlighted things anymore. And then we're good. Yeah, that's it. So what I'll do next is I will go command BP, and that's going to take me back, and then I'll go clear again, git add-p, and let's split this because it's really two different things. And hit S, so it's just this splits it into smaller chunks, and I go yep to that one. No. And then I'm going to go git commit-v. So quick message and then a longer message, and it's going to be, let me think about it. So you're going to have to hear me type for a second. I'll put that in. I'll say clear again. I'll go get add -p again. Yep, that's right. Git commit-v. And then a long message. I'm going to go clear again, and then we'll go git push origin --all. That's it. That is my Git workflow, my deployment, my everything with my iPad. You saw me use a browser, deal with the client. I'm still going to go back and update my client after. That's how I do it on the iPad. Yeah. Let me know if there's any more questions. Yeah. Have a good one. Keep being awesome. Thanks for supporting the channel. You can subscribe below, hit the bell icon, although I never do because I don't want notifications all the time. You should be working like this. See, no notifications because I was working. Yeah, keep being awesome. Thanks for supporting the channel. Ciao.